Good morning, boys. It's Wednesday, 27th January 2021, and we're doing social studies. Looking at man-made resources. Last class, we talked about natural resources. And we said natural resources are those things that are found, that are useful to man, that are found in nature. We don't play any part in making them. We can say they came from God, all right? They were made by God. We didn't make them. They are made by nature. For example, things like iron, trees, clay, crude oil, pitch, land. These are things we can't make, all right? But when humans use natural resources to make something new that is useful to them, for example, you take iron, which is a natural resource, and you make something. If you take iron in the form that is found in nature, it's useless. It's found mixed up with other material like rock and dirt. That has to be refined, and they separate the iron from the other impurities, and then that iron now could be used to make cars, to make machineries and all of that. Like, for example, if you say a tree by itself standing is not really useful to man, other than he use it for shelter or for beauty. But for it to be useful, you may have to cut down the tree, take the wood and make lumber, which can be used for furniture. Some people long ago used to build houses. Clay. What could you do with clay if it's just in the earth? You take the clay, you can make pottery, you can make bricks. Some people make figurines, things to sell, little sculptures, all of that from clay. Crude oil, same thing. You get from crude oil, you get gas for cars, you get air fuel, you get diesel, right? And other byproducts. You get plastic, all of the things you get from crude oil. Pitch in its natural state in the pitch lake is not really useful to man, but they refine it. They mix it with other products, and that's what they use to pave our roads. All right? So, they take the natural resource and turn it into something that is useful for man, and that is called a man-made resource. All right? So today I'm going to look at some examples of man-made and natural resources. Right, so if you look here, we have our natural resources. I didn't have just space to mark you are about natural resources and man-made resources. My blackboard is very small. Right? So let's look at some natural resources. We have water. Can we make water? No. But we can use water for bathing, for washing, for building, for manufacturing. We use water. Forests. Can we make forests? Can we just use forests as it is? No, we'll go into the forest and we get lumber. We can get food from the forest. Minerals. When you talk about minerals, you're talking about things you could find in rock. Alright? You're talking about, for example, diamond, gold, copper, silver, granite. All of these things are minerals you find. But when you find them in the natural state, it's not useful. If you find a diamond in its natural state, it's just like a piece of glass. It has to be taken to a jeweler. It has to be cut and polished for it to become that shiny. When you find gold, gold is also mixed with different impurities. The gold has to be separated from the impurities. So it has to be refined. Land. Just have land there, so look at it. Not useful. But you could use the land for planting food. You could use the land for building homes. You could use the land for building commercial buildings, right? You could use the land for recreation, to build a football field, a stadium. Crude oil, same thing. We don't make crude oil, but we can make things from it. The sun, natural resource. We don't make it, but we can use it. All right? Now look at some man-made resources. We have paper. Paper is made from wood. So they take the wood is ground and the pulp is taken out and they make paper. Cloth. Cloth is made from cotton. cotton comes from a tree. That's a natural resource. A car will have many natural resources. It will have metal, it will have plastic, it will have glass, right? Sometimes even have some minerals inside of the electronics. So a car will be made up of many natural resources. Also your home will be made up of bricks, concrete, steel, galvanized, glass. So you see how much natural resources is being used to build your house. Computers, same thing. You have the electronic parts will have down to gold in it. You don't know that? In a computer, in the processor, there's some small pieces of gold, because gold helps to conduct electricity and information better than different other metals. So in a computer, you'll have glass, you'll have plastic, you will have metal, you will have some gold. Sometimes they use our next material called platinum, copper, steel. All of these things will be used in your thing, and a similar amount of similar material will also be used in a cell phone, because a cell phone is really a small computer in your hand. Right? I can tell you this: the cell phone that we have now is more powerful than the computers they used to go to the moon the first time many years ago. That's back in the 60s, right? And those computers were big refrigerators. Today's cell phone is more powerful than even that. So these are what we're looking at. We're looking today at man-made resources. All right, boys. I would send these as pictures, and you would have to make a list for me of some natural and some man-made resources. That will be your assignment. Thank you, boys.